What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Back with my post-fight review. Adonis Stevenson, Dmitry Sukhotskiy. And Adonis Stevenson, he won. He looked pretty good in there. But fights like this, it's hard to gauge because of the level of opposition. He was in there not against one of the best at light heavy. He was in there against a guy, just a random person. And I think I've told you this on my channel for the longest when some people didn't agree, and now I think they're starting to see it. Adonis Stevenson ducked the fight with Sergey Kovalev, and he let a 50-year-old and Bernard Hopkins take on the fight, and then he left his fellow Canadian, Jean Pascal, set up a fight with him before he did. And the thing that's upsetting is Adonis Stevenson is the lineal champion, and I'm sick and tired of boxing. You get champions who work hard, have a tough schedule, have a breakout year, and they become lineal champion or champion in general, and it seems like their schedule gets easy. Look at Danny Garcia. Very tough schedule, fighting the likes of Zab Judah, veteran Eric Morales when he was expected to lose the first fight. He did that twice. Then fighting guys like Lucas Matisse, who was considered a killer in his division. Then you become lineal champion. You take Mauricio Herrera instead of undefeated Kareem Mayfield at the time, and you fight him. A lot of people thought he got robbed in that fight, including myself. Then you take on the likes of Rod Salka. And then look at Adonis Stevenson, 2013 breakout year. You had Chad Dawson, who was a champion at the time, even though he was coming off the Andre Ward loss. A lot of people said, oh, that's because he wasn't fighting at his comfortable weight of 175. Chad Dawson got stretched out in the first round in shocking fashion by Adonis Stevenson. And then he beat Tavoris Cloud, made it look easy. And he had more fights that particular year. So breakout 2013, and now you're taking on soft touches like tonight, Dmitry Sukhotskiy, who really, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't really mean a damn. Props to Stevenson for 4 knockdowns, stopping him in the 5th. But again, it's really hard to gauge. I give more credit to Sergey Kovalev beating a veteran and boxing wizard like Bernard Hopkins, who's 50 years old, and that's crazy. It's crazy that you give a person more credit for beating a 50-year-old than you do the level of opposition that he faced. But again, props to him. He looked pretty good. A little bit slow start. Then he had the 4 knockdowns, finished it off. But you got to look at the level of opposition. I mean, he was in there with a guy who had never been stopped, so that's good. However, if you fought limited competition, then sometimes that happens. So I really want to see Sergey Kovalev and Adonis Stevenson. That's a fight that I want to see more than Jean Pascal, but props to Pascal for being man enough and stepping up to the challenge. I just think Adonis Stevenson, who are you gonna fight now? Like you're the lineal champion. You gotta do something, man. And he even seemed hesitant post-fight when they're talking to him, when he's talking to Jim Gray. He didn't really sound sure of himself, like he wanted to fight Sergey Kovalev. He was just like, oh, leave it up to my promoters, Al Heyman, and I give the people knockouts, and like skip the bullshit. Cut to the chase. Are you going to fight Sergey Kovalev? You know what I'm saying? You should really try to make a statement. But he seems a little bit shook every time Sergey Kovalev is mentioned. I have to be honest. But again, props to him. Looked pretty good. One thing that will give him problems is he seems left-hand happy. He's always super gung-ho to throw that left. He was loading up, and it was apparent Dmitry had nothing for him, so he was just loading up. Now, if he was doing that to Sergey Kovalev, I'll give him props. Like if he was just blasting Sergey Kovalev out of this world like that, I'd give him props. I would even rather have seen who was on the card also, but Artur Beterbiev, who got a stoppage also and stopped Tavoris Cloud in shocking fashion. Versus Adonis Stevenson. I'll give him credit for that because Beterbiev has a solid background, beat Kovalev in the amateurs, but fighting Dmitry, it's not really all that impressive. Let me know what you guys thought of Adonis Stevenson's performance. Drop me a comment. Good little night of fights for a random Friday card, close the end of the year. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.